Welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you're tuning in today, I am guessing you have an absolutely killer idea. You are fired up, you're ready to go, and then you sit down, open a fresh browser tab, type in how to start a company, and suddenly the floor literally drops right out from under you. You get hit with what I call the blank page panic. It's that incredibly overwhelming realization that dreaming up a product is one thing, but officially starting a company, well, that feels like trying to read a totally different, terrifying language. Right away, the questions just start bombarding you. I mean, should you form an LLC or a C Corp? Which one is actually right for you right this second? And then, do you incorporate in Delaware? Because literally everyone on the internet says you absolutely have to. Or do you just keep it simple and do it in your home state? Oh, and wait, do you need your tax ID before you get a bank account? Or is it the other way around? And then you see it, the dreaded 83B election. What even is that, and why is everyone screaming that you only have 30 days to figure it out? Before you know it, an hour has gone by, you've got 14 tabs open, your stress is just through the roof, and the absolute worst part? You've built absolutely nothing. Okay, let's just take a deep, deep breath. We have all been there. That panic is totally real. But the fix is not opening a 15th tab for more research. The fix is actually just following a sequence. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is the 6-step roadmap we are walking through today. First, the blank page panic. Second, build first, form later. Third, picking your shape and state. Fourth, paperwork and money plumbing. Fifth, protect what you build. And finally, number 6, the unspoken founder truth. So, step 1, the blank page panic. We need to stop researching and start organizing. I really want to validate your frustration here. Almost all of the panic founders feel in those early days comes from one single mistake. And that's trying to decide everything all at once. The fix is not more research. It's just a clear sequence. Now keep in mind, we are sharing this founder to founder. This isn't legal or tax advice, obviously. But this map will take that paralyzing panic and turn it into a super manageable linear checklist. We're going to walk through it one step at a time. Step 2, build first, form later. Clarify before you incorporate. So before you file even a single piece of paperwork, you need to answer 2 super plain questions. What are you making and who is it for? You see, you don't actually need a company to talk to your first users or to sketch out a wireframe on a napkin. An official legal entity really only exists to do 3 very specific things: hold money, sign agreements, and own what you create. That is the whole shebang. Until you are literally at the threshold of doing one of those 3 things, you are completely free. Just build the thing, talk to people, and learn. Step 3, picking shape and state. This is the first real crossroads. Now, what's really interesting about this next part is how simple the choices actually are once you block out the noise. Let's say you're finally ready to take money or bring on a co-founder. If your plan is to raise capital from outside investors, going with a C Corp is basically the standard, mostly because it makes issuing different types of stock a whole lot easier. But if you're a solo operator or you're bootstrapping, an LLC is super flexible and much simpler for taxes. Both of these are completely normal paths, and more importantly, this is a reversible decision. So just weigh the trade-offs, pick the one that fits your vibe today, and keep moving forward. And then comes the question of where. You are going to hear everyone on social media shouting that you absolutely must form in Delaware. And yeah, plenty of founders do, specifically because venture capitalists really prefer Delaware's predictable corporate laws. But honestly, don't stress it. You don't actually have to move there. Alternatively, plenty of founders form right in their home state and do completely fine. The right answer depends entirely on your specific business plan, not on whoever gives the loudest advice online. Step 4. Paperwork and money plumbing. Time for the small stack of early items. Let's move to the operational setup and see how this builds. Please don't let the bureaucracy intimidate you. It's actually a very logical progression. First up, you form the entity. Second, you get your EIN, which is simply your company's tax ID. Third, you set a registered agent. Now, that sounds incredibly fancy, but honestly, it's really just a physical address that can legally receive official mail on your behalf. Fourth, you draft your governing documents. And fifth, you issue equity. See? Each step just smoothly unlocks the next one. But listen closely. I need you to focus on this number right here, 30. If you are issuing yourself equity, there's an early IRS filing called the 83B election.
In plain English, this lets you pay taxes on your shares today when they're worth practically nothing, rather than years from now when your company is, hopefully worth millions. You have exactly 30 days from the moment you get your shares to mail this to the IRS. Missing this clock is one of those rare, early setup mistakes that is incredibly painful and hard to undo. So don't miss it.
All right, with the paperwork filed, you've got to set up the money plumbing. Open a business bank account immediately. You must keep company money completely separate from your personal money from the very first dollar. Start some simple bookkeeping on day one, even if it is literally just a spreadsheet. Look, I know this is the absolute least glamorous step of founding a company, but keeping your funds strictly separate right out of the gate, that is the single habit that will save you from a massive accounting nightmare later on. Trust me on this one. Step 5. Protect what you build. Let's talk insurance and compliance. Insurance always feels like a later problem right up until the exact moment it isn't. So don't overcomplicate it, just get basic coverage practically sized to what you actually do day to day. And right alongside insurance sits that incredibly scary word compliance. Let's demystify that really quickly. Compliance is mostly just a short list of recurring paperwork filings, like annual reports, that just keep the state happy and your company in good standing. Put them on your calendar, file them when they pop up, and do not lose sleep over them. Step 6. The unspoken founder truth. You can fix most of this later. Okay, this is the part nobody really says out loud, but it is the absolute best secret for relieving almost all early-stage anxiety. You can fix most of this later. Think of your choices in 2 buckets. There are irreversible decisions, a very small number of items with real deadlines, like that 30-day 83B window we talked about. Those you must get right. But everything else, completely reversible. The entity type, your home state, the bookkeeping software, the insurance, all of it can be upgraded or reworked as you grow. The cost of waiting around to make your administrative setup absolutely perfect is so much higher than the cost of just picking a reasonable option today and getting to work. I really want to leave you with this thought directly from the source material, because it is absolutely the most critical takeaway from this entire explainer. The companies that make it are the ones that kept building while they sorted it out. Let that sink in for a second. Action over perfection, every single time. So, I want to pose this final question to you. What will you build today while you sort the rest out? Seriously, go close those 14 browser tabs, take the exact sequence we've outlined here, walk it one simple step at a time, and get back to doing what actually matters, bringing your big idea to life. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I absolutely cannot wait to see what you build.